Hey guys, what's up here? It's Alex, and I wanted to, with Cyber Echo Transportation and Delivery LLC, can't forget the important part. And, so happy news is upon us, and I wanted to thank everyone who subscribed. Um, And also, too, I'm sitting here at the airport waiting to get hit for a ride. So if I close out this live stream at any point in time, nothing bad happened. Just gotta go make that money. So, anyways, I want to make you guys a whole video about the Amazon gift card giveaway. I've been hitting Lyft pretty hard since this morning. And so I've been relatively busy. We closed out at 56 subs. That's amazing. It's way more than what I had even hoped for. I'll be honest with you. Hey, how's it going? To be honest with you, I didn't expect to make the 56 subscribers that we have, but I'm so happy that we did. And as man of my word, I am going to be doing the drawing tonight, midnight Arizona. It is closed. Those of you who already subscribed and liked and followed all the directions, you guys are in. I moved into my new apartment. Everything is good to go. I've got my office being set up. I had to go buy a drill. Actually, I haven't bought the drill. I needed to go buy the drill to go ahead and finish setting up my desk and my office space and all that kind of stuff. So that's why the drawing is going to take place tonight at midnight instead of this morning at 12:01. That, and I needed to be on the road in order to go ahead and do Lyft. But guys, this is my tip money from working at 5 a.m. to current, and proof's in the pudding. 25 right there goes into the account. And then I will purchase the Amazon gift card. I think I'm going to live stream that too, just so that the winners, it's exciting for whoever that is. Now, let me explain how I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing, just because I thought I was going to be able to make a random generator of all of the, put in everybody's names, and then my system just pulls a number out. And that's how I would do it. But being that I've been so busy between moving, doing Lyft, and UShip, I didn't have time to write that code. So instead, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to kind of do it in an old-fashioned way. And I'm going to make brackets of people. I'm going to divide how many ever. We have 56 subs, divide it out, and then I'm going to make categories that would, I imagine, 6 categories of all the subs. No order. Keep it as random as possible. Keep everybody within a certain bracket. I didn't do the math in my head, so sorry. I know how I want to do it, I just haven't done the math behind how I'm doing it yet. So anyways, I'm putting everybody in a bracket. We'll call it A, B, and C. Hey guys, how you doing? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put in the bracket A, B, and C, and D, and then, I'm gonna have a dice. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the dice. That dice will tell me which bracket of people are the winners. And then within that bracket, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice again. And that will tell me who the specific winner is. This way it keeps it completely fair and honest. And guys, I also want to let you know as my appreciation for you guys subscribing and everything, I'm going to keep doing these giveaways for as long as I can. Let me know too in the comments and all that, like what type of giveaways you guys want. If you guys like the Amazon, I'm cool with that because that's the easiest to do. You know, I just take that cash that I got, put it in the account, and then purchase the gift cards. Truthfully, I'm probably not going to put that specific cash in the account. I'll just carry that around. Thank you. Everybody loves Amazon gift cards. I know I do. I use it so much, especially with having this as a business. If you can work on your own car, I strongly suggest getting an Amazon account business, because then you get discounts. You get Amazon Prime free for life, which, you know, watching movies and all that is really cool. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. Amazon gift cards are the best, and until the majority of people tell me otherwise, I'm going to keep rolling with an Amazon gift card. I think next month, don't quote me on this quite yet. I'm going to look at the business budget, see how everything is doing. And I think we're going to up the ante to 100 gift cards, $100 gift card for new subs. And then I want to treat my people who are existing well. I think for anybody who's an existing sub and who's active, I think we're going to do a $125 gift card. So we're going to do $225 total every month. That seems to work out well because the business... I don't really like talking about finances too much because to some people it comes across as bragging. Others, that, you know, they make fun of you for not making what they make, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, this is a YouTube channel about growing a business, so I think it's somewhat fair that I put myself out there and say how much I'm making. So, for me to keep my lights on and, you know, everything going, household running well, I need to make a minimum of $36 a day. That's working 6 days a week, but I'm trying to give myself some vacation time, so I upped it to $70 a day. That keeps the lights on, that keeps my kids fed, that keeps the girlfriend happy, you know, all that kind of stuff, and 75 days is really obtainable. So I set myself a goal of doubling that so that the business gets a pretty decent amount of money in. And so really my business after taxes and everything excuse me, is making about $2,000 a month, and that's just straight Lyft. That's not including Postmates, that's not including U-Ship, that's just Lyft. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys subscribing and you know, keeping up in the chats and all that kind of stuff. Like, it means a lot to me. I like doing this, but it also helps knowing that it's reaching people. And I know that this is a new channel. You know, one day, maybe I'll get that, you know, YouTube button thing, but right now I'm just doing this just because it's fun. And gosh, like, when I first started out, like, excuse me one sec. When I first started out doing Lyft, I struggled so hard because, like, the minimum that you could pull out was like $60. Yeah, it was like $60 is what your amount that had to be deposited into your account was. And I literally started this business being laid off from my job. And I got my first unemployment check of like $214 after tax. I was like, and I did the bills, and I'm like, no way. I'll answer your question on how the drawing is going to work in a sec. Where was I? So yeah, I started off with that unemployment check of $214. Did the math on everything. I'm like, no way is life even going to remotely be good, or not even good, survivable. I don't know how the hell people live off of $214 a week. Like, honestly, I tip my hat to people who make minimum wage. Out here in Arizona, it's $400 before taxes. I don't know how they do it. Like, that's got to be so hard. So, anyways, to answer the question about the drawing, I kind of explained it a little bit earlier in the stream, but to give you kind of a quick breakdown on how that's going to work is I'm going to make categories of all the subs. We got 56 subs, so there's going to be a remainder one somewhere. And to keep it as fair as possible, I'm going to be rolling a dice. I thought I was going to be able to make a program, but I don't have the time. And this is more or less what the program would do in the background anyway, so whatever. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice, see which group of people won, and then I'm going to roll the dice a second time and see which of those people in that category is the winner. And that's how I'm going to go ahead and pick it. I think that that's the most fair, unbiased. There will be no order to who goes in what category, anything like that. I'll just, it all goes in at random. And another thing that I said too earlier on in the stream is I'm going to keep doing these giveaways. I need to go ahead and analyze the budget to see exactly how much, but my thoughts so far on how the business is going and my quote-unquote YouTube budget goes, I'm thinking for new subs, I'm going to do a $100 gift card giveaway to Amazon each month. And then for my existing, I'm going to do $125 every month. So that's a total of $225 every month, which works in the Amazon, the gift card giveaway budget. I gotta double check it, but feels right. I mean, the company is making more than enough money. So yeah, that's how that's gonna work. But kind of going back to what I was talking about earlier, like the reason why I'm picking Amazon, the reason why I picked Amazon gift cards is Amazon's got something for everybody, but to anybody watching the streams who wants to go ahead and get into not just doing this as their own business, like not just doing Lyft, Uber, and all that kind of stuff, but running any business in general, Amazon helps. And the reason why $100 is significant to me is when I first started this, I have an odd relationship with my father. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not fantastic. And so, I was, what the hell, I'll go into it. So, I wouldn't say that I come from wealth, but my parents growing up made, middle class, true middle class income. Um, and then after I got older and all that kind of stuff, my dad got his master's degree in technology, and he climbed up the corporate ladder, and he made it pretty big. But none of us are rich. But well, I am most certainly not rich, but they are well off, we'll put it. So, when, going into my technology job that I had, I don't really want to name drop a company, but going into them, I kind of did that because my father growing up always pushed me, like, do technology, do technology, do technology. Well, I did it, and my job got outsourced. So, but when I went to my father and I had asked for a little bit of help, he gave me $100 and told me to go out and make my own money in the world. Which was like a little insulting, but at the same time, like, I get it. Like, you're, at the time I was 27 years old, like, maybe even 26, go make something of yourself. But it was a hard pill to swallow, knowing that, like, you grow up knowing that your parents are there to help you, and knowing, basically you in most healthy cases, and there's always exceptions, you always think of your parents as like superheroes. Like, they always are there. It's not till older in life you start to see the cracks and the flaws and all that kind of stuff. And so when he did that, it was tough knowing that he could help me out of my situation like that and not even suffer a little bit, and I could pay him back and reestablish everything and get back up on my feet. But he didn't. And some are gonna say, like, oh, it's a millennial in you to say that your parents can help you and blah blah blah. And to a degree that's not wrong, but at the same time, that's what a parent does, or in my opinion, a good parent. There's a difference between helping and enabling. I was laid off. I wasn't being asked to be enabled not to work. Like, every day I was applying. So, anyways, I took that $100 and I was like, my car is going to be repossessed. My apartment is going to, I'm going to lose my home, and at the time I was divorced, so, like, I was on the verge of losing everything, and I was like, well, fantastic, what's $100 going to do? So, I had heard of Uber, and I wanted to go ahead and do an Uber, and I went to go do the inspection, and the brakes were, like, had 60% life on them, they said, and, tire treads, they were okay, but they would really rather them replaced, and windshield wipers, and da-da-da-da-da, and I had a tiny chip, not a crack, a chip in my glass, and they had told me no, that they wouldn't do it until I replaced all those things. And I begged and I pleaded, and I was willing to do whatever I needed to do, but I needed a shot. And back then, they didn't rent cars either for you to do this. So I was like, well, time to go give blood and semen. and while I was there in line to I never did the semen. That was a joke. But blood, I did. While I was in line to go ahead and do blood, someone was in the lobby upset because someone wasn't able to pick them up, and so they said, great, I'll have to go ahead and call Lyft, or take a Lyft. And I was like, what's Lyft? And I was listening in on the conversation a little bit, which was a little nosy of me, but, you know, whatever. And so I gathered that Lyft was like Uber. And then I was like, okay. And the standards for Lyft were so different back then. So I looked it up on my phone, you know. Again, I was rushing because my phone was going to be shut off any day. And, God, man, like, I looked it up, I applied, I rushed them, like, I called them, like, at least 4 or 5 times a day, asking them if my documents were sufficient. They said, yeah, you need to go ahead and do an inspection. And I'm like, neat, this is where I am going to fail, and this is where life is going to really suck for me. And so then afterwards, I get there, and the guy, it's at a house, right? That's how I knew that Lyft was just kind of starting out, at least in Arizona. And this guy looks at my car, you know, he goes, does the AC run? And I go, yeah, and I turned it on for him. He goes, okay, cool. And he goes, you know, this is a pretty clean car that you have. I go, well, I imagine people want to ride in a clean car, so, you know, I take it to a car wash. So then he's like, alright, man, you pass. He goes, I just need to take a picture of you. And I'm like, I pass? Are you going to check the brakes and the tires and all that? Like, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. He goes, well, let me ask you this. He goes, when you sit in the car, does all the electronics work? And I go, yeah. He goes, when you put in the key and you turn it, does it go vroom vroom? And I go, well, yeah. He goes, alright, well, you passed. That's good enough for us. Okay. So, I needed $425. That was before I refinanced the car and got a better interest rate. I needed $425 to not get the car repossessed. And I worked, I forget how many hours I worked, but my ass was sore, like really sore the next day. And I made it. I took that $100 that my dad gave me, I put it in fuel, and I made $425. And actually, I made in another 100, so I made 520. It was on a Friday. It was my first Friday, and I was nervous. So I made the 525, paid the $425 car bill, then had another 100 in my checking account to pay for gas the next day. And then the next day I did it on Saturday, and I made like, you know, $300, which wasn't fantastic, I thought, but, you know, it wasn't bad. So then I paid my insurance. And then I kept doing it again and again and again and again. And I had some good days, I had some bad days, you know, all that kind of stuff to be expected. But within a month, I went from, like, losing everything to being okay. And then the rest is kind of history. I mean, there's some major points where, like, you know, I went back to work in an office for a while, and I enjoyed myself, but, you know, I was like, you know what? I enjoy my time on the road. I'm tired of working overnights, tired of technology in general. So here I am. I enjoy myself, and I thank God for Lyft. Actually, I would have seriously been hosed. I've been here for about 30 minutes, and I am still only 36th in line. I started out at 55 though, so I don't think that's bad. So yeah, that's how I got into Lyft, and I know that that's a pretty far topic off of the Amazon gift card. Those of you who stayed with me, I appreciate through that tangent. But that's why I picked a $100 gift card. It's significant to me because I was able to change a terrible situation in my life to making you know, it's odd to me that I can clear $4,500 a month. After taxes. There's a lot of people who make a lot more than that, but as a person who worked in a call center and, you know, worked in, you know, support desks and doing all those kind of things, like, for an Arizonan, that's a lot. I know many people who don't even touch that. I know a lot of people who make 28, you know, and they do just fine. And I'm not going to say everything's rosy, because, you know, you get some car problems and, you know, stuff like that. But, again, having Amazon, changing my brakes, now, if I took it to brake masters or mechanics in general, it'd be 100 for the front, 100 for the back, so like 200 total. Plus the bullshit that they gotta sell you of you have bad rotors and blah blah blah. Amazon, my brakes are like $30, maybe 40. So, you know, the rotors that, you know, Just Brakes wanted to charge me, they wanted to charge me $125 a rotor. I got them on Amazon for 60 apiece. Oil, Walmart to do my oil change, which I don't really trust that. But even when I did give it a shot, you know, they charged me like $80 for the filter, the oil filter, and the air filter. I said filter twice, but anyways, I got all those parts and everything. The oil was $16. The oil filter was $2.99. The air filter was $10, and so yeah, I think I spent a total around $40, so half off. Like, if you're gonna start your own business and manage things, like, that's what you need to do. You gotta find clever ways how to go ahead and save money. So, but guys, yeah, I wanted to tell everybody about the Amazon gift card, where we're at in the process, and kind of all that kind of stuff. I can't promise I'm gonna stream the actual, like, giveaway part. Mainly because some of my stuff is still in storage. I really haven't had a whole lot of spare time, so I'm kind of moving stuff. So when I moved into my new place, there's a kitchen light, and that's about it. So I've been kind of like only going there to go to bed. Like, my TV isn't even mounted or anything like that. It's literally wake up, go do Lyft. Well, let me rephrase that. wake up, go take a shower, go do Lyft. And then go back to sleep and rinse and repeat. So, there's really not too good of lighting. I can't promise you that I will stream the giveaway dice rolling thing, but I can promise you I will buying the gift card and doing the announcing. I will go ahead and stream it. I'm not going to put my credit card information out there for obvious reasons, or things that I hope are obvious reasons, but I will figure out how to go ahead and do that, and we'll make a thing of it. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here, but again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sticking with me. And yeah guys, be safe and take care of yourselves.